I had a major epiphany a couple weeks ago about grip angle and what it means. So to get there, you got to go back a long time to the very first handgun I purchased. I started paperwork on my 21st birthday. I got delayed. Welcome to Maryland. So it's a Colt 1911. Technically, it's a 1991. Whatever. It's a 1911, right? So this is the grip angle that I became most familiar with. I can close my eyes and bring it up, and the sights are pretty well aligned, like that, with the beautiful red nail polish that I borrowed from my sister way back then. And that's just my natural point of aim is pretty much right where it is. So I have long respected Glocks. I didn't really like them. Two major reasons. One, they used to have finger grooves that were not right for my fingers. So that made them uncomfortable. And also, the grip angle was wrong. I don't know if I can simulate it here, but my natural point of aim, if I just grabbed it and brought it up, was kind of like that. I was always just shooting up in the clouds. I had to force myself to remember to bring it down. And that's just no way to live, right? So then, well, we'll leave Poly 80 out of the equation, but the Ruger RXM came along and it fixed the grip angle. And yeah, I can bring this up and the sights are pretty well aligned. Feels right. So a couple weeks ago, I was talking to an FFL buddy of mine about this RXM because I was doing paperwork on it, and it was sitting on the table, and there was also a Glock there. And I mentioned in conversation that I love the fact that it's a Glock with the right grip angle. And he said, Art, technically the grip angle really isn't that much different. And for a split second, I didn't know what to say because he's very smart and I trust his judgment, but I trust my eyes and my hands and where it's pointing way up where it's not supposed to be. And for whatever reason, that's when I had the epiphany. It's not the angle of the dangle. It's the hump. The Glock hump right there is just like what they did in the 1920 whatevers on the 1911s with the A1 improvements and that stupid arched mainspring housing that nobody likes. In fact, I can't show you one because I have a handful of 1911s and they all have the flat mainspring housing like that. They don't have the arched one because I don't like it. And I don't think anybody likes it because you'll notice this being a 1991 A1, it has all the A1 improvements. It's got the cutout around the trigger. It's got the longer trigger. It's got the big widened ejection port, but it's got the original 1911 style flat mainspring housing. And as the story goes, the reason they put the arched mainspring housing on it was because soldiers were shooting low and they wanted to rotate the gun in their hand up and make them shoot a little bit higher. Now, I think probably they were flinching and milking the trigger and a lot of other reasons why they might be shooting low. In any case, putting a hump there to make the gun sit higher in your hand is that. There's a hump there and it makes the gun sit higher in my hand. And there's no hump there, so the gun sits like it's supposed to. So that was kind of a big epiphany for me. That, I had been living the lie of grip angle for many years, and I don't know. Maybe you're smarter than me and you already figured it out, but I'll bet you there's somebody out there that didn't put the pieces together yet, and maybe I just helped them. And we're here to help each other. Okay, well, maybe here's an addendum epiphany. I just went to upload my epiphany video, and I noticed this, which sits next to my computer. It's got the hump. But this sits next to my computer because periodically I pick it up and I point it at stuff. Because it's very similar to what I carry, and I figure I'm not going to take the time to dry fire or anything, important like that. But having my hand familiar with grabbing this and having the sights lined up, yeah, well, whatever. When I'm holding it out, they line up. Just seems like, good practice. But there's a hump. Maybe maybe now it is grip angle. The grip angle's different, and the hump comp. I don't know. I don't know. Glocks just don't point right for me, but this does, and 1911s do.